Hello, today we'll be talking about the People's Law Library of Maryland. Um, the People's Law Library is a legal information and self-help website maintained by the Thurgood Marshall State Law Library, a court-related agency of the Maryland Judiciary, and is supported by Maryland nonprofit legal service providers, Maryland pro bono attorneys, and the legal academic community. The purpose of the People's Law Library is to provide self-represented litigants in Maryland state courts information about the law, including summaries of the law, links to primary and secondary legal sources, and referrals for legal services. The information on the site from the legal service organizations throughout the state that primarily serve low and moderate income people in need. So this website's actually, I think, very helpful. I think it's a very good springboard when it comes to starting your research or even just determining it if you're a pro se person and you just want to figure out if you have a legal issue to begin with. This website is very, very user friendly. I think the language is very simplified so anyone could understand it, and it kind of just gives you a breakdown of what you might be looking for in terms of other things. So, for example, they offer Get Help, they offer legal services where you can call a self help center for pro se people and consult an attorney about your civil matter for free. That's really for low and moderate income people. They also have a step by step process of how to evaluate your situation to see if you have a legal issue to begin with. You know, you'd hate to pay all this money to try and figure something out just to turn out you don't have standing, or it's a political question, or you just don't have a case. Um, they also offer like ADR and mediation, you know, trying to keep people out of court to save legal fees and court fees. They also provide court and legal forms. So that's something that we're going to check out first. So let's say you want to find waiver forms for prepaid costs, or which is right here, or you are looking to do an appeal, like they have links directly to the PDF, so you could print it out at home or at the library, wherever you are. You can actually fill it out online and then print it out, which would be a lot easier. So that's an option. They also have links to the form search page for the district court, the circuit court, and they also have a link to the Court of Special Appeals as well, which is pretty cool. So when you're going here and you've kind of determined what your issue is and you think you need to fill out a form, this website's great. It's because, let's say if you clicked on the district court form search, it would bring you to the page itself, and basically you can filter it by language, which court that you want, what PDFs you're looking for. You know, you have some things that are already down here, like address change request. That PDF is right here, and things like that. Affidavit or bail bondsman, not, and so all of that on the first page. And from Maryland People's Law Library, you just go straight from there. So these links are pretty cool. Back to the home page. Um, some other things that are pretty helpful for law students is that it actually explains legal research, so which is what right here. So, you know, let's say you just want to refresh your crash course on, you know, the step-by-step process of what the best way to conduct legal research. Well, you can click on this link, Understanding Legal Research, and it goes over primary authority, what statutes are, regulations, what policy materials are. So it kind of breaks down like these are the laws you might want to be looking for because of how it might relate to your case, which, you know, primary authorities for secondary authorities, which are down here. And then if you scroll down towards the bottom, they go, you know, straight to links like, let's say I'm finding regulations. They'll bring you to that page where it explains to you how to find Maryland regulations, a citation. It shows you how to cite a COMAR, which is pretty cool. And then it suggests to look this citation up in the print version of COMAR. You would look up the volume that says Title 10 and subtitles 45 to end on its spine, then look within that volume for subtitle 45, within subtitle 45 for chapter 1, and within chapter 1 for regulation 1. So that just broke it down like how you would search for this regulation in the library, which is super cool. And, you know, the same thing for federal regulations. They showed you how the citation is supposed to look and how to look for the print version. They break it down here as well. And they also provide a link to look it up online. So first you choose your regulation title from the drop down menu and click go. Next, click the link of the range of part numbers that include regulation parts, finally click the link for the range. So that's pretty cool. So you just click on this link, see what pops up here, and it shows you how to look up federal regulations online, and it just gave you the step-by-step process, and this is free. So this is really helping people who really can't afford, who want to do, you know, their own legal investigation but maybe can't afford to do it, at least so they understand what's going on. They can just look it up themselves, federal regulations by themselves, which is super cool. And for law students, I mean, this is amazing. Like, it just kind of breaks down how to look for things in the library, in person, or even online. It provides, you know, links to other free legal databases where you can look up statutes and things like that. So that's pretty cool. I should also add that People's Law Library is a free legal resource, which is pretty amazing. And so, yeah, some of the other options that we have here is, let's say you want to conduct some research topics. Like, you just want to know, like, the background of, let's say, bankruptcy. So I'm going to put bankruptcy in the search, and we're going to hit go. And the search results, first thing that pops up, an overview on bankruptcy. Second thing that pops up, bankruptcy law. And then third thing, frequently asked questions about bankruptcy. This is just such a great way to just, you know, kind of get a foundation of like, what questions should I be asking about bankruptcy? You know, does this apply? Does it not apply? Like, all these types of things. Which type of bankruptcy should I file? Chapter 7 or Chapter 13? Things like that. So then you click and it breaks down the purpose of bankruptcy law, who can no longer pay their creditors to get a fresh start. They talk about Chapter 7 or 13. They talk about credit counseling, means testing. Amazing. They even have this really cool table at the bottom where they just kind of break it down, like when you should use Chapter 7, when you should go for Chapter 13, loss of property, like, you know, filing, what you need to do for those types of things, which is all just really great resources. And if you scroll down to the bottom, it shows you who updated it. Amy Hennon Esquire, she works for Maryland Volunteer Lawyer Service. She's an amazing bankruptcy attorney. And also tells you when it was last updated. So this was last updated August 25th of 2018, so about a year ago. And so things like that. And like for each of these pages, like if we go back to bankruptcy and we choose Chapter 13, and you do the same thing, they break it down what you can expect, you know, creating a repayment plan. And once again, it was last updated, and it shows you who updated it. So that's pretty cool. So just another thing, I already went to family law, crimes against marriage, you know, and it says read the law, MD Code Criminal Law, Title 10, Title 5. It gives you what the law is and a quick link. So I'm going to open that up in a new tab, and it just browses to Westlaw. You can hit adultery, and it gives you the information. I'm not sure. I'm already logged into Westlaw, so it might be that this is just the way I can see it, but I'm pretty sure this is free. So if you just click the link from the Maryland's People Law Library, and it takes you straight to the law, which is super, super cool. Maryland's People Law Library, I will say, doesn't cover absolutely everything. I'll go back to the first page. It kind of shows you that they do consumer, criminal, domestic violence, education, employment, things like that, but it's not like vastly in depth or whatever. So for example, I was looking up Maryland's Law Library motor vehicles because I was trying to figure out what the legal standing is if a customer has to pay back a mechanic if the mechanic repairs a car without, you know, getting permission from the owner, and that wasn't really covered here. But what they do have is like child safety laws, driving in Maryland, DWI, DUI, licenses, and traffic court. So it's kind of limited in some aspects, but if you just look around here and they do cover what you're looking for, it's a great starting point. So let's say I was just curious about, you know, traffic citations and looking at that. So they'll break it down. They'll link you the transportation code, which is amazing, and requirements to appear in court. So, you know, they explain some things, and this one was last updated May 16, 2019. So it's nice that way. All in all, I really would recommend the People's Law Library as like your starting point of like when you're looking at legal research. If the People's Law Library does have the information that you're looking for, it's super, super helpful. If they don't, I'd go to another free legal service. But this one's all about Maryland. So it's, you know, if you're looking for Maryland law, this is a really great place to go to. And there's a lot of links to, you know, might give you links to rules and regulations and code and stuff like that. And they break it down in very simple terms, which is really amazing. So that's it. Thanks for watching.